you'll find our own offices where you can find our own representatives there to ask them your questions. So now let's talk more specifically about the main branch, which is the branch of BAU Istanbul. So here, as we're going, you're going to see the ranking of BAU according to Times Higher Education, which is something that you guys can Google and look up. So when it comes to the quality of education, recently BAU has been ranked as number 7th in the world, according to Times Higher Education. Worldwide ranking, we're between the first 600 and 800 universities. And since BAU is only 27 years old into this educational sector as BAU Istanbul, we come between the first 173rd young universities around the world. So as you can see in the video right there, you're seeing actually the location of the main campus, or what we call South Campus, where we are at, where the international office is at. But like Mrs. Islam has already told you, so at BAU, we have actually more than 8,500 international students coming from more than 127 countries. Most of the countries that you guys have mentioned so far, you already find your own communities here. And one thing that we take pride into is the fact that BAU has been always a leader in the educational sector, and actually has been the largest exporter of educational services in Turkey for the past years. So now let's see our campuses. So just like BAU is available all around the world, having global branches, in Istanbul itself, we have many campuses. So here you find 6 campuses, while we have 7. The first one that we're going to talk about is the Beşiktaş South Campus, the main campus. So first of all, let's have a quick tour of this campus, where we're talking from today, and we'll continue. So let's watch the video together. So as you can see, we have different labs, laboratories, as we're going in this campus. The library. Yes, so this is the main campus. And by the way, hopefully by the end of this year or a few months, this campus is renovating. So it will be changing and you'll find a way bigger campus. So in this campus, which faculties are included? So at BAU, faculties are divided between the 7 campuses that you've seen. So here in the South Campus, we have pretty much 4 faculties. The first faculty I want to mention is the Faculty of Engineering and Natural Sciences, which is ranked to number 401 around the world. So in this faculty, you'll find programs ranging from molecular biology and genetics, biomedical engineering, AI engineering, computer, software, and our newest edition, which is cybersecurity, actually, as in information system technologies, civil engineering, computer, electronic, industrial engineering, management, mechatronics, and the rest, as you can see here. Now, all of these programs are taught in the English language. That's why you don't find any language sign here. The next faculty, which is my faculty myself, which is the Faculty of Economics, Administrative, and Social Sciences. Now, under this faculty, you'll find my own program, which was International Trade and Business, but you'll definitely find others such as Political Science and International Relations, Business Administration, Economics of Finance, International Finance, and you also find Psychology, Sociology, and our newest program, which is the English Translation and Interpreting from Turkish to English. The third faculty you'll see here is the Educational Sciences faculty right here, to which we offer up to 30% scholarship, as the arrow shows you. Now, under this faculty, normally we would offer 4 programs, but for this year alone, we're only offering the English language teaching program. So yes, that is the only program that is available for this year under the Educational Sciences faculty. The fourth faculty, which actually is not included in this building, but has its own building 2 minutes away by walking distance, it's the law faculty. Now, as you can see here, for the law program, which is a 4-year-long program as well, you have the TR sign because it's a program that is taught 70% in Turkish and 30% in English. I'll give you more opportunities about the law program as we're going. So let's move on to the rest of the programs taught in this campus. Now, when it comes to bachelor's, these are the programs that are taught here. However, in the same campus, you'll also find our master's or graduate school. So students who will be taking master programs, whether it's the thesis programs or non-thesis programs, most of the time you'll be studying here. But when it comes to master studies, their classes are evening classes, meaning that they start from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. So you have all the time to work within the day. Now, when it comes to the language of the lectures here, you as a student, when picking your program, you'll be picking the language of instruction. So let's check together some of the programs, but before we do, let's clear some things. So next to each program, you'll find some annotations. So the TR sign always stands for Turkish, ENG for English, T meaning that this is a thesis program. What does a thesis program mean? Now, a master's thesis program means that it's a 2-year-long program taught in which in your first year you have your evening classes, but in the second year you have a thesis to prepare with your advisor. Now, the thesis programs are the ones who can lead to a PhD later on. However, the second program, which is the non-thesis programs, as in NT here, are 1.5 years long. And again, for the first year, they have the evening classes, while in the last half, they have their project, which they need to finish in order to graduate. Another type of master's program that we have is the online program, or what we call distance education programs, as annotated by DE. So these programs are online and you'll be doing them from your home countries or wherever you are without coming to Turkey while taking them. So let's check some of our graduate schools. The first graduate school that we'll be mentioning is the Graduate School of Social Sciences, under which you'll find programs ranging from advertising and brand communication management, marketing, human resources, gastronomy and culinary arts, global affairs, clinical psychology, capital markets and finance, or capital markets and commercial law, communication management, executive MBA, financial technologies, entrepreneurship and innovation management, and many more that you can see from our website. Now, as you can see here, let's take a quick example. So for global affairs, it's a program that is taught only in the English language. However, you get to pick whether to study it as a thesis or a non-thesis program, depending on your own goals. However, for example, if we move to Executive MBA, the Executive MBA program is available as in Turkish as both thesis and non-thesis program. However, for the English language, it's only available as a non-thesis program, for example. I hope that is clear. Now, moving on, still under the same graduate school, you'll find other programs such as sound technologies, marketing, communications, and public relations, MBA, music, philosophy, private law, public law, and supply chain and logistics management. The second graduate school here, we have the natural and applied sciences, so under which you'll find programs ranging from architecture, artificial intelligence, aviation management, big data analytics and management, bioengineering, computer engineering, construction management, cybersecurity, energy systems operations and technologies, mechatronics engineering, and the rest of the programs listed over here. Now, the third graduate school is the Graduate School of Health Sciences. As you can see here, you have chiropractic, physiotherapy and rehabilitation, sports and management, sports nutrition, sports physiotherapy, neuroscience, and family counseling as programs. And under the Educational Sciences Graduate School for this year, we only offer the English Language Education program, which is again taught in English, but both as a thesis and non-thesis program. As distance education programs or online programs for masters, we offer you again the English Language Education program, Global Politics and International Relations, Human Resources Management, Instructional Technologies, Marketing, and MBA. As you can see, all of them are non-thesis programs. Yes. So now that we're done with our master's programs, let's talk about their fees and their scholarship opportunities. So for master's program, actually, if in your bachelor degree you hold a GPA that is above 2.5 out of 4, you actually get a 25% discount. Here, so for thesis programs, the tuition fee normally for the whole program, meaning for the entire 2 years, it is $14,000. However, with the scholarship, it is $10,500, which you can pay in 3 installments, meaning that the installments fee is $3,500. For non-thesis programs, the fee normally without a scholarship for the entire 1.5 year long program is $12,000, while with a scholarship, it's $9,000, meaning that the installment is $3,000. But for clinical psychology and executive MBA, they have different fees. That's why you'll find clinical psychology without scholarship as in $18,000 as in the entire program again. But with a scholarship, it is 13,500. Same thing for executive MBA. For online programs, however, they are $7,000 for the entire 1.5 year programs. I hope that is clear. Now let's move to our second campus, which is actually 10 to 15 minutes away from the South Campus, and it's called the North Campus. Now, this campus is mainly known for the architecture faculty, under which you'll find programs like architecture, interior architecture, environmental design, industrial design, and our newest addition, which is the textile and fashion design program, all in the English language. However, you'll also find other faculties, such as the applied sciences faculty. Now, for this one, under it, you'll find the first program, which is the gastronomy and culinary art program. Now, this program, again, is taught in the English language, and students have their own restaurant, the restaurant of the university in which they do their practical work at, here right next to the campus, where this is actually the restaurant in which we have our biggest gatherings or biggest events. So under the same faculty, again, you'll find the pilotage program. So here, this program is pretty much the only program that has a double fee. That is because the $9,000 is for the theoretical courses done at the North Campus. However, the 19,250 euros are for the UFA Academy or let's say the training, the flight academy, with which you'll be training and completing around 250 hours and getting 2 types of licenses, which are ATPL and PPL, enabling you to fly with pretty much all airlines. Now, the third faculty that we have here is the Faculty of Health Sciences, to which we offer, again, up to a 30% scholarship. Now, under this faculty, you'll find programs ranging from nursing, nutrition, dietetics, physiotherapy and rehabilitation, and audiology. As you can see, some of these programs are offered in both languages, so you as students get to pick when applying. Third campus, which is actually my second favorite as a graduate of BAU, it is called the Galata campus, which is located in Karaköy in Istanbul. It's called Galata because it looks at the Galata Tower, which is one of the famous monuments of Istanbul. Now, on this campus, you'll only find the communication faculty. So for the communication faculty, again, we offer up to 30% scholarship. And here you'll find programs ranging from film and television, communication and design, digital game design, new media, advertising, cartoon and animation, and public relations and publicity. I like to call this faculty or its students the creative minds because they're always creative and making designs. And even when you enter this campus, you'll feel as if you're going into a movie set, actually. So moving on to our fourth campus now, this is the conservatory campus, or named Para campus as well. You can see it from the video for a quick school campus tour. Now, under this campus, you'll find the conservatory faculty, under which we have 4 programs actually. We have a new addition as well. So you have music, performing arts, and music technologies. Now, all of these programs are taught 70% in Turkish and 30% in English. And again, you have the 30% scholarship. Here in the slide, we'll be talking about much more than just one campus, actually. And we'll be jumping from the European side of Istanbul to the Asian side of Istanbul to find our medical campus. So for the medicine program, it has its own campus at BAU in Göztepe in the Asian side of Istanbul. Next to the faculty, where you'll be taking your theoretical courses, you'll find the medical hospital in which you'll be working starting from your first year. However, of course, your load of work at the hospital will be getting heavier and heavier as you get into your 4th year. And when it comes to the medicine program, it's a 6-year-long program taught in the English language at BAU. And what makes it special or stand out is the fact that you'll be following both the Turkish curriculum and the American curriculum. Therefore, by the time you graduate, you'll be able to take the US MLE, as in the medical US exam, without taking any extra courses if you aim to complete your studies or work as a doctor in the United States. Now, let's get back to the European side of Istanbul. And here you'll be finding the dental medicine program, which has, again, its own campus. But this time, above the faculty in which you take your theoretical courses, you'll find the dental hospital in the upstairs or above. So, and it's an operating hospital. Now, for dentistry, it is a 5-year-long program taught in the English language as well. Now, for pharmacy, though, students go through to the North Campus and the South Campus. So students take their theoretical courses in the North Campus, the campus for the architecture faculty, if you're a member, and they take their practical courses or they do their laboratory work in the South Campus within the laboratories of the engineering building. So for pharmacy, again, it's a 5-year-long program taught in the English language as well. So moving on. The last campus, which is the campus that is the nearest to the airport. So if you're ever coming to Istanbul, whether to register for the university or for tourism, when you leave the airport, make sure that you look at the left side. You'll find BAU's future campus, which is the technology park of BAU, where we have our biggest events, such as the AI Summit and the rest of events. Here you'll find different centers from cybersecurity to blockchain, and other centers from the BAU Radio to Innovation Entrepreneurship Centers. So this campus is located in Kemerburgaz, and as you can see right now, you just had a quick tour of the future campus. Now, let's move on quickly to answer some of your questions that you might have. So when it comes to scholarships, you can go ahead and take a screenshot of this page. Now, here for Bachelor Studies at BAU, the only scholarships we offer are the ones listed here. So as we were going, I mentioned that some programs or some faculties have up to 30% scholarship. Now, for these are the programs that are basically to which we offer the 30%, up to a 30% scholarship. So when you apply, you'll definitely be considered for the scholarship directly. So other than this faculty scholarship, we offer what is called the Academic Achievement Award. Now, the Academic Achievement Award is given at the end of the first year to the first and second ranking students of each department. And this is a scholarship that is given at the end of each year, actually. But it starts after you start your first year. Now, the second thing here at BAU that you have is the fact that you have siblings discount. So if you and your sibling are both going to be studying a bachelor degree, both of you are entitled for a 10% discount. Now, other than that, let's talk a bit about opportunities here. So while you are here at the university, after completing your first year, if you get a GPA above 3 out of 4, you actually qualify to get a double major, meaning that you can study more than one program and graduate with 2 diplomas instead of 1, while you're only paying for 1. If you have a GPA that is less than 3, but above 2.5, you can go ahead and pick a minor. A minor means as if you're going to take 2 years instead of 4 years of one program. If you're a good student with a GPA that is higher than 3, of course, you can go ahead and pick a double major and a minor and graduate with 3 diplomas instead of 1 for the price of 1, of course. Now, since we're talking about corporations, and when we first started our event today, our open day, I said that this is the part that helped me the most when I was a student here and the co-op partners of BAU. So here at the university, at the South Campus, you'll be finding co-op, which is a career center at the university. Now, this career center does many things. So from the day you register, they send emails to all students, no matter what your major is, about open job or internship opportunities, how to apply for it, required documents. Second thing they do is they have business camps. So you'll be definitely finding different firms coming to the university to gather your CVs and for you to ask them more questions. Third thing they do is definitely they organize events where they bring CEOs and different people from different fields to talk about their careers for you to get insights as student as what to do next. But if you ask me what is the best thing you think they do, I would say the fact that they have their own courses. So once you're a student at BAU, a bachelor student, and the second year at the university, you get to pick what is called branded courses. So you'll find courses named coded or named by the name of a firm and then hyphen field. For example, one of the courses that I've taken was United Nations hyphen sustainable management, for example. Or you could find another course such as Bloomberg hyphen integrated systems or Microsoft or others. So co-op works with more than 2,800 firms, and each semester you'll find at least 200 courses given from different firms, which represent at least 35 sectors. So here, what is the catch? The catch is that the fact that the recruiter of the firm that you have picked will be coming to teach you for an entire semester and to inform you how basically they operate in that field. So this is a way for you as students to enlarge your network and communicate with recruiters, because at the end of the day, they might pick some of you to work either as interns or full-timers after you graduate. So for me, as an international student, this is the best point I believe that BAU has among others. Now, let's continue. Now, since we're talking about an international university, of course, we're going to talk about international opportunities. So here at the university, you have the Erasmus Plus program, which is, since BAU is accredited in Europe and Australia, our students have the opportunity to go on exchange programs to our partnered universities over there, overseas, to study for one semester up to a year. And of course, what is the good thing about our Erasmus program is the fact that if a student lands an internship opportunity while they're there, all their internship paperwork will be done by our Erasmus office while they're there. Moving on. So I don't know if you have noticed, but while we were talking about the programs we have at the university, there was a black dot next to some programs. These programs are listed over here. So if a student is graduating from these departments mentioned here, the student, after finishing within his first year, actually, they can request a scholarship from the university to be sent to our branch in Berlin, study there one more year, and get their second diploma from Germany. And right after graduation, they'll be getting an 18-month work permit that is valid in all European Union. That's for these programs, generally less as architecture, communication design, and the business programs. Moving on, for the law program, however, when we first started, I said that this program is taught 70% in Turkish and 30% in English. Now, here at BAU, we have an opportunity for our international students. So after finishing your 4 years at BAU, again, you can get a scholarship, and the university will be sending you to our partner university in Kansas. It's Kansas University School of Law. You'll be studying there one more year as if you're doing your master's degree. And then once you successfully complete that, you'll earn the right to sit for the bar exam. The bar exam is basically the law exam in the United States in order to be able to act as a lawyer. So once you take that successfully, you'll be able to work in 5 different states, which are New York, California, Washington, Georgia, and Wisconsin. Make no mistake, guys, by the way, even if you study law from scratch at the United States, which is very expensive, by the way, over there, you cannot practice in more than 3 states in general, unless you study in specific states. Kansas is one of those. That is why you can practice in 5 states, which are, one more time, New York, California, Washington, Georgia, and Wisconsin. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about our social life here at the university. So here, when we say social life at BAU for international students, we talk about BISC, which is BAU's International Student Committee. So you can go ahead and follow them on Instagram to see what our students have been doing throughout the years. But BISC is basically the voice of all international students at the university. And like when we first initiated our event today, we said that we have different communities with different representatives coming from these regions and these countries and many more. So this basically arranges communities where you find your own country mates, let's say, and your country mates will be picking a representative for that community to have events between communities and between your own community as well. So you'll have different events from cultural to entertainment to educational events, and let's see some of the events that they have throughout the year. So here, for example, we celebrated Independence Days of different countries, Christmas over here for those who celebrated, Halloween, then you have over here Iftar for Ramadan, you have orientation days, here collection for those who are in need, birthday parties, gaming events, orientation one more time. And then the last picture, which doesn't do it any good, is the International Day of BAU. So let's watch together last year's International Day, which is a day where all international students gather. It happens before finals to break the heat, and basically all communities are there, whether to perform or to bring their own national sweets, food, wear traditional clothes to introduce their country. So let's watch together last year's International Day.
I'm in that body. I don't know, I'm take a home cause I'm just happy. Dancing with my friends, I do not get nothing. Why are you calling, baby? Thinking there's something about me. You really do not care about my life. Sometimes you are sweet, but you can be so bad. What is wrong with you? Let me live my life. Baby,
Sorry. Let me just share my screen real quick. I had a network error. Yes, I guess now you can see it. So I'll quickly skip. Sorry about that. Yes, so basically it's an entire event in which students get to forget about the stress of finals, again, share their national traditions, food, and so on. And at the day, we close it with a DJ party from our school in which students get to enjoy the last minutes of International Day. Now, that was the International Day. Now, let's talk why BAU and why not another university? How would BAU stand out compared to other universities? Here, these are the points that I focused about when picking the university before joining BAU. So one of the points was the fact, is this university prestigious enough? Now, the university has to answer this question. So here, one of the things that matter is the ranking of the university, being 7th as in quality of education right now, or being accredited by the rarest organizations such as the United Nations, who have their own offices here and affiliated with some professors, by the way. And the fact that the language of the program is the English language. That's something that is also important. Now, technology again. So now we're talking about being in 2025, the university has to have certain standards when it comes to technology. And when we talk about technology here at BAU, the first thing that comes to mind is the technology part of BAU, which is the future campus. And then, of course, if you're going to see each campus or go through facilities such as the dental hospital or the medical hospital, you'll find the latest innovations over there. Now, global is this university global enough? Will it secure for me a global network, which is for me was the most important thing. Now, when we talk about BAU being global, you as students, you have the exchange programs to go on exchange programs in different countries. But at the same time, even your professors will be coming from different countries to teach you because they have exchange programs as well. Also, so you'll be definitely taking advantage of the global network of the global universities of BAU. And of course, let's not forget the international students here at the university, which is already a network. And when we talk about global, of course, let's not skip the branded courses of the Career Center here, which help you get in touch with recruiters directly by yourself. Fourth point, which is of course important as well, is social life. So I showed you BISC, but at the same time here at the university, we have actually more than 80 clubs, whether it's for the same program for educational purposes, or you'll find other clubs from sailing to scuba diving, since we're looking at the Bosphorus, and you'll definitely find other regular clubs like football, tennis, bike riding, motorcycle riding, Pilates, yoga, fashion clubs, and so on, and others. And one more thing that we promise you at BAU is the fact that you'll always will be sightseeing at Istanbul while you're going from one campus to another. And actually at the university, we have our own boat that would take us from this campus, the South Campus, to the Galata campus for students who are doing double majors or taking classes from different programs. So here at BAU, we promise you that you'll be a global citizen in Eurasia, let alone in the world. So now let's talk about applications, since applications are already open. So how to apply, it's very easy actually. You could just go to the website down below, int.bau.edu.tr, and then you create your account, filling in your personal information just like it is written on your passport, and then basically you fill in with the required documents. And here, when we talk about required documents for undergraduate applicants, I'm sorry for the stickers over here. So for the undergraduate applications, if you're applying for a bachelor or an associate degree, you'll be needing your passport, your high school transcripts, and your high school diploma if you have already received it. If not, you can always apply with your 12th grades transcript. Optional, but definitely recommended, is to have a TOEFL IBT score or Pearson PTE academic score. Hafsa, I'll be getting into your question in a second. But if you do not hold one of the English exams, you can just go ahead and take the university's English proficiency exam after you complete your registration at the university. For postgraduate applications, or those who will be applying for master's or more, you'll be needing your passport copy, your undergraduate transcripts, and your undergraduate diploma. Optional, but definitely recommended. For some programs, though, it is mandatory, having a TOEFL IBT score or a TOEMAT B2 certificate for the programs that are where the language of instruction is Turkish. If not, you'll just take the English university's exam or the Turkish exam, depending on the program's language. Now that we talked about the required documents, this is how you can reach us. You can pretty much find us on all social networks, and you can go ahead and take a screenshot of that. And now, before we close and we separate into different rooms, whether for undergraduate, if you're looking for a program after your high school studies, or if you're looking for graduate programs, that means that you have finished your undergraduate program or your bachelor, and now you're looking to further more your studies. We'll be separating now into 2 different rooms. So go ahead and pick your rooms as soon as they're open. It will pop up right now as we're speaking. But for those who take a screenshot of this image right here, if you take a screenshot of this image and you come to registration and show it to our lovely assistants, you'll be getting a gift box from BAU. So go ahead, take your screenshots and go ahead and pick the room. Again, undergraduate for those who have just finished high school and are looking for bachelor degrees or associate degrees, you'll find me there. Graduate, if you're looking for a master's degree or a PhD degree, you'll find there Mrs. Shada, who will be helping you to answer your questions.
Good evening.
Hello guys. So now the main session has ended. Right now you have to be divided into two groups, one for undergraduate programs, bachelor's programs, and the other one is for master's programs. So if you are newly high school graduate, you have to go to the bachelor's room. If you've already completed a university degree and looking for higher education, you have to go to the master's room. If you are unable to go to any of the rooms, please write the room to the chat box so that I can send you there.
What about the person who are looking for PhD?
To the graduate room, Mohammed. I will send you there.
Okay, tamam.
Marwa to the masters as well. Natasha and Shun to the masters. Tarza to the masters. Mudir. You two masters. Isa masters. We have Hafsa undergrad. Elite Ruta undergrad. Teresa, Victoria, Omar, can you please tell me which room you wanted to go? Hello, Anna. The main session has ended. Right now, we are dividing you guys into two rooms, one for undergrad programs and the other one for graduate programs, so that you can ask your questions to the admission team. If you are looking for undergraduate bachelor's programs, I will send you to the undergrad room. If you are looking for master's or PhD programs, I will send you to the graduate room. Can you please tell me which degree you're interested in? Or you can write it on the chat box as well. Bachelor's, I'll send you to the correct room.